The age of Spotify
Right.
and iTunes, and the musician can no longer make dough from the sale of their music as you used to do.
Right.
So what's going to happen?
Right.
Each musician has to become his or her own business person, an entrepreneur, and more time has to be devoted to making a living.
Hey everybody, it's Will Taylor, and it's Monday night, and I am running the business of Strings Attached. I'm calling fans, I'm calling people that care about what we are doing in the world of Strings Attached, what we've been doing for the last 15 years, and I wanted just to post a quick response to the article that came out in the Austin Monthly and the data that came out of the big survey that's been published. A lot of people have heard about it. And I have been active in the Austin music scene since about 1989. I went on KUT before the internet and did a roundtable discussion, very much like the roundtable that's published in the Austin Music Monthly. At that time, before the internet, I sat down with Mike Mordecai and a few other Austin music industry leaders and specialists, and we talked about what it was like to make a living as a musician on the club scene. And pretty much the same thing exists that existed 25 years ago. Musicians can't make a living. The same stories being told is being repeated over and over again. And I am just here to say that there are other models. I want to encourage musicians. I want to encourage music lovers that there are other models of music presentation. House concerts. The model that we do, Strings Attached, which is we have concerts in our yards for a donation-based series that we do called Strings on Grass. And there are many models that are quite alive and well here in Austin, and that everything doesn't have to be based on the model of selling liquor and in clubs. You know, I love playing in clubs, actually, and I have to honestly say that I feel for people that are opening clubs. I've been involved with one that's opening in downtown Austin called Tellers. And frankly, they're just trying to pay rent. They're trying to pay their bills just like anybody else. And the only way they can do that is by either selling liquor or making a profit at the door. So there have been great examples of clubs that have done well beyond that model of just having the profit from the liquor. And another great example is Strange Brew. I don't know if they're mentioned in this article in Austin Monthly. I didn't read the whole thing, but check it out in Austin Monthly. It feels like the same story. I don't know what power I have as an individual musician to, get paid more from clubs, to get more respect from the people of Austin. In other words, what I've tried to do for the last 15 years is to form my own tribe, my own legion of people that care about what I do and communicate directly with them. And I would encourage many musicians to do the same thing. Start a concert series in your front yard. Start a house concert. Get beyond what the standard music industry model, which is generally leveraged by the fame game, the celebrity game. If you notice, the media and the radio stations, they want to promote the people that have the most influence. That's the celebrities. I've played that game a little bit when I started Strings Attached, and it works a little bit, but as soon as they're not happy with you, they'll pull the rug out from under you, and you're out on your own. So it's better, in my opinion, to develop those individual relationships with fans that care about your music, those local people that will come out to your house and develop your own fan base, your own concert series. I think house concerts are wonderful because, in a way, that whole house concert movement that's come up in the last 10 years is reinventing the music business from the ground up. So, anyway, it's the same old story. I was in there with Mike Mordecai in about 1991 in KUT before the internet, having this discussion about how do Austin musicians survive on a $50 a night gig. It's the same old discussion. I don't know how we as musicians, we don't have any power to change that. It's all about economics, and we can make the public aware of the situation, and we can say, look, there's these alternative models, and one of them is what I do with Strings Attached, which you can check out at stringsattached.org. You can check out at stringsongrass.com. I've been doing this for 16 years, and I appreciate all of the help from KUT and KGSR and all the wonderful people in the media that have helped leverage and bring what we do to as many people as possible. I also appreciate clubs like Tellers downtown that are really working hard to make a great venue for musicians to come into. But, you know, the business model is really, really difficult for them to make any money. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. But check out that article in the Austin Music Monthly, featuring a lot of 7 local people that are very involved in the music scene. But I'd encourage you to check out the other models that are out there. Like there's one, Leanne Atherton has her full moon barn dance that she does every month. These things exist under the radar, outside of the mainstream media. Check them out. There are other models out there that exist that are thriving and doing well in this Austin music scene. All right, thanks you guys. Take care.
The age of Spotify and,
Right.
and iTunes, and the musician can no longer make dough from the sale of their music as you used to do.
Right.
So what's going to happen?
Right.
Each musician has to become his or her own business person, an entrepreneur, and more time has to be devoted to making a living, because you're not making a living from selling your work.
That's right.
Because people can access it for free.
Exactly.
So, you know, we need, as a culture, to own the fact that we've got to be patrons of the folks who are willing to take the risk and to do the hard work to create the music, and if we don't all step up and pay our fair share and quit expecting, especially musicians in Austin, to play for free because they all need the exposure or whatever, and give a really living wage. If we all don't get that mindset and change the culture, then not only are we going to lose music in Austin, it's going to be just one big cliche.
That's right.
But it's a lose-lose. We're all going to lose. So patronism.com, as I understand it, gives all of us an opportunity to add a few bucks each month.
Right.
You know, pick your artist.